did you see this comment that came in last night?
I did, and it was well written and very thoughtful.
Very thoughtful. So I have it pulled up. I'm going to share my screen again. The comment came in last night, I think around like 10 or 11 o'clock. We had a YouTube highlight that went out yesterday afternoon called "Complaining About Slow Growth on YouTube." This was about this was from last week's episode where we talked, Dan and I kind of talked about like, man, like we're really sad that like things aren't going as fast as we want them to. And I think people, when they see it, are connecting with it. And like, so this guy, Patrick Boyle, who has a pretty successful YouTube channel, he has, I think, 172K subs on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll put his little.
I'll put a little thing here.
Little thingy down.
It'll also be in the description and the show notes. If you're listening or watching, please go check out his channel. I watched a few of his videos today. Really cool stuff. It's a lot. I think it's about finance. He's kind of like a finance guy. And the reason we're talking about him is because he left a pretty insightful comment, and 2 comments actually, about our video and about how we were kind of moaning and groaning about the fact that we're not growing as fast as we'd like. So this is what he said. Dan, would you like to read it?
Sure. For the listeners out there, this is exactly what he told us. Hey guys, you're doing a great job. Just keep up the quality content and the channel will grow. Most people quit when things seem hard. Nothing is harder than the first 100 subs, which we have addressed before.
Yes, we have addressed.
In the early days, the algorithm doesn't know what to do with the channel. Once YouTube sees that you have gotten enough views, it can work out the type of people who like your content. Then it finds other people like them and pitches your videos to those people. The problem is that just takes some time. Some people just get lucky and their first video is a hit, but you can't count on luck.
Yep.
Which is very evident. Don't buy any more adverts, as you mentioned in your last video. I have been told that YouTube view a channel that buys adverts as a commercial channel rather than an entertainment-based channel. He did note that not sure if this is true.
So let's pause here. I personally have not heard anything to support this claim.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's wrong, and I'm not saying that he doesn't make a great point.
YouTube did just change their terms of service, though.
Yeah, I cannot say whether or not that this is true, but I don't know if it will stop us from buying advertisements, because I think it is something that we can afford. But that doesn't mean that he's wrong. He may be right, but this was one of the only things that I was like, I don't know. I kind of do want to buy ads, but that's for another conversation. You can keep going.
So in the early days, the algorithm doesn't see you. So your best bet for views is through search. That is probably how your Chugi video took off. You were an early video explaining a new word.
Let's pause here.
Yeah.
So this guy has paid attention.
Yeah.
He may be a subscriber. I don't know.
Which we do want to say thank you again for paying attention to our content and having insightful data for us.
Yes. Patrick, seriously, if you're a subscriber or you just watch a few of the videos, we really appreciate it. And like, this is the type of response that you're going to get. If you like talk in our comment section and you respond to us and give us stuff like this, like nice, insightful, like well-written stuff, like we're going to talk about it. And I just love the fact that he made that point, because then it's personalized, right? It's like he's not just like copying and pasting like a comment. You know what I mean? Like,
what are you selling us, Mr. Boyle?
I know, right?
You trying to reel us in?
Well, he's trying to get subs. And you know what?
Yeah.
What I did as soon as I read this is I went to his channel. On my personal channel, I subscribed. And on the Rixie channel, I subscribed. This is a great way to get people to see your stuff, is to be an active member of the community. So I really thought that was a nice point. He was like, you talked about the Chugi video. This is why. I just wanted to make that point. Keep going.
To continue, you also just need to promote your videos in other ways, basically by telling people, which is what we kind of just went over with the whole card thing. He said, who you think would actually like the content. So again, I think that card situation that we're looking at, we both get a couple hundreds. We go to a couple local shops, if we're ever out eating or something and we see people, hey,
Yeah.
why don't you go check this out? Like just a little entertainment on the side. So cross promote from other platforms like Twitter or Facebook. Now,
this is something that we kind of do.
yeah, you seem to be a little bit more involved in the Twitter world, and we are almost absolutely not involved in the Facebook world because honestly, fuck Zuck.
Not worth it. But
so
we like, and you'll see in my comment, I talked about the fact that we do use TikTok and we do use Instagram. I have made a few posts on Twitter, as Dan has as well, trying to promote certain videos, and it hasn't been super successful. I think Twitter is a good platform for when you already have an audience. I don't think it's a great place to be like, hey, watch my YouTube video, because
scrape the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, that's my take. I think this is all really good information still.
Yeah.
Not knocking what he's saying, but we use TikTok and Instagram. So
he goes on to say there's no point in getting people who would not like your videos to watch and subscribe, as that just confuses the algorithm, which is looking for commonalities in your audience. Buying subscribers just confuses the algorithm for the same reason. And that really kind of stuck with me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, if we're not pulling the people who would like the content and they're just subscribing out of, just randomness, you click the ad, well, then we're not going to have the right algorithm to pull in the customers that we do want.
He makes a good point that you want to make sure that the audience is true and they do it because they want to. But at the same time, I think the reason that we're using advertisements right now is to increase the potential subscribers. We're trying to increase traffic to the page. Unfortunately, right now, the traffic to the page isn't that high. Our impressions on most of our videos is, I think, a couple hundred to 1,000 per day. It's not that many. And we only have, I think it's 3 or 4% click-through rate. So when you have that few impressions, I think we wanted to take it upon ourselves to say, let's try and get it in front of more people's faces, because, as he says, we're making quality stuff. Maybe people will like it. We are not. I want to make it clear, because this is a term of service thing. We are not buying subscribers. That is that's how do you get your channel banned? I think what he's saying really is paying for advertisements to hopefully increase your sub count. We're not buying subscribers, but we understand what he's saying.
Yeah. So he did give us some advice here. He said one thing I think that moves the needle is to really focus on the first 30 seconds of the video.
Which YouTube
shows you that stat in the analytics. We've obviously discussed that in previous videos. You have to hook the viewer early on. If people drop out in the first few seconds, it tells the algorithm that the thumbnail was possibly clickbait. So I did not know that.
I did not know that. I'm assuming that's coming from a place of knowledge that I don't know. I've never heard that, but it sounds true.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
And this is why we spoke about, I think it was 2 or 3 episodes ago, the retention rate on viewers per video.
Which has it gone up?
I haven't really looked. To be honest with you.
I think that's something I need to look a little bit more deeper in. It's only been a week or two, so I was waiting for a decent set of data.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. We made this point, and that's why we're, I think, considering changing the intro to some of our clips. I might end up doing it this week. I'm not sure yet, because I'm still editing some of the clips for tomorrow's Debuff episode. For you, it already came out. If you're watching this, it already came out, but I'm considering removing the Debuff sting and the all staff sting, and just having it be
just do the drop shadow. I think it's cool.
Just the text on screen with something with the video behind it. So
yeah.
If that's what's happening, we'll see about the retention. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I mean, it's really just trial and error. But his last line was super dope. Other than that, he said, just keep up the good work. Your video quality is great, and the channel will take off. I wish my earlier videos were as good as yours are.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Boyle.
Patrick, we really appreciate this comment. He also added one other thing, Dan, if you want to read that.
Oh yes, this is actually a great idea, and thank you for this idea. One other thing, it wouldn't it wouldn't hurt. I
Little
think he
typo
meant
there.
yeah, he said it wouldn't hurt to do a short, around 1 minute video introducing your channel to let people know what the channel is about and why they should subscribe.
Yeah, so if you have a YouTube channel or you've been around the block a few times with YouTube, this is something referred to as a channel trailer. This is something I've kind of thrown around in my head for ever since we started the channel, and I'm just not, the only reason we haven't done it is because I wasn't sure what to do with it. Like, is it video? Is it graphics? Is it what it and so this is why I've had trouble thinking about like how we could execute. I agree, he's right, we probably should, but I don't know what to do for that trailer.
I mean, honestly, we could probably just do like something, I don't even think it necessarily needs to be video of us. I think it could be our logo and then it flashes to different like podcasts. And then you do like the cover art for the podcast.
Yeah.
They kind of slide in. And then I don't know if we're still going to possibly pick up music again one day, but I mean, we could do some of the album artwork that we had for some of the stuff. So I mean that's just like kind of like the Netflix way of doing it, I guess, without the video shoot. I guess you could pull some clips from a couple of different shows.
Yeah, I
just
thought
like
about doing
All
that.
Staff and
Yeah.
Debuff. You can kind of mesh that together, but that's just one idea I had, just off the top.
I responded to him this morning. I assumed that Dan would have a similar response.
I was waiting to talk to you today before I responded.
If you want to edit the response, we can do that. But
no, it's perfectly fine.
For the listeners, I said, Patrick, thank you so much for your comment. This is really insightful and reassuring for us as a small channel. We do a bit of cross promotion, talking about what he, referring back to what he said. We do a bit of cross promotion with TikTok and Instagram, so we will continue to do that. The Google ads are just to see if it increases traffic, and to be honest, it has been mildly effective. But we completely agree. We want to grow naturally, and we know that will happen in time. Parenthetically, more of a fun thing to do than anything. We will have to discuss creating a channel trailer, as that may be really helpful for future traffic, like we just did. Again, thank you for your insight. We appreciate the sound advice from somebody with a successful channel. So, again, Patrick Boyle, going to have his photo right here. His channel is in the description. He is a kind of a finance YouTuber, and I implore you to check him out. He gave us this great comment.
I think we'll try to put some of these practices into play. Move a couple things around, and maybe you can come on and talk to us about how we do later on, or something along those lines. You know? But we'll definitely be in touch with you.
Thanks, bud.